And as a nation, we vowed that we would never forget those who lost their lives that tragic day. And today, here at the ballpark before the game, after the national anthem, there was a flyover. VX9 Vampires flying over the ballpark before the game from China Lake, California. The Air Test and Evaluation Squadron performing the flyover as part of the ceremonies before tonight's ball game, remembering September 11th, 2001. The Dodgers batting order brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. Rafael Furcal at short, Andre Ethier in right. Manny Ramirez was hit well against the Giants, hitting .305 overall. Matt Kemp in center, hitting cleanup. Loney at first, Blake at third, Ronnie Belliard at second base, Russell Martin the catcher, and Hiroki Kuroda the pitcher.
Let's take a look at our Giants defense. It's brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Velez, Rowan, and Sherholtz at your outfield. Renteria, Uribe left side. Sanchez, Sandoval right side, and behind the plate, Benji Molina doing the catching.
And Matt Cain throws the first pitch, fastball for a strike, and we are underway. 69 degrees, the official game time temperature. And a fastball in there for a strike. Both teams will be wearing the special red hats, as has been taking place all over baseball in every game today, in honor of those who lost their lives September the 11th, with red, white, and blue on the lettering on the hats. And that was a foul ball. 0-2 the count to Rafael Furcal, leading it off for the Dodgers.
Numbers for Matt Cain: 29th start, 13-4, a fantastic season for the young right-hander, still just 24 years old. 146 strikeouts against 65 walks, a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, curveball, slider, changeup.
That's into shallow right center field, and the dive and the catch by Nate Sherholtz. Streaking across the green, he laid out and caught it.
Well, we're going to make that the Dr. Beers Sharp Eye play of the game. Why not? To sharpen your vision, check out Dr. Beers at LASIK 2020. And one of the keys we think tonight's ball game is getting the crowd in the ball game. This is how you do it. A great defensive ability like this, that's an inspirational play that will light up not just the crowd but the Giants dugout. That's a play that brings energy.
Andre Ethier, and that's ball one outside. Matt Cain, very impressive. The hits versus inning pitched column. 190 in the third innings pitched, only 155 hits allowed. And that one a little bit high. 2-0.
Well, people ask me why this guy has gone to that next level, and really the difference is the understanding of the fastball. He understands two grips, and he uses the changeup now like he would use a fastball the first 2 years using the big leagues. Just like that, he'll throw it 2-0, he'll throw it 3-1, he'll throw it 3-2. And when you have a changeup as good as that, it just makes a very good fastball become a great fastball, and that's been the difference in his season this year.
Andre Ethier having his best year, and a changeup that misses in the dirt on the inside. The count goes to 3-1. Andre Ethier already with a career record 28 home runs. He has 94 runs batted in, 39 doubles. And Ethier said last Sunday before a game in Los Angeles, here's the 3-1 pitch at the knees for a strike. When Manny Ramirez was suspended for 50 games, Joe Torre basically challenged Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp and some of the young Dodgers and says, this is your team. This is your time. And now it's time for you to step up. And back out of play, 3-2. And I think especially in the case of Ethier and Matt Kemp, that has really been what has happened. Ethier having a big year, and he's been especially good in the clutch. And Matt Kemp is also better than he's ever been. Two young players getting better and better.
If you're going to have a good season, you have to have people have career years.
Change up, base hit to right. Now Manny Ramirez will head up.
Left fielder, number 99, Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez, who was in an RBI drought through the Sunday game in LA. He had had only 14 RBIs in a 41-game stretch. But now, since then, has started picking it up a little bit, and overall has 8 RBIs and 5 homers in just his last 11 games. And a fastball for a strike. Manny, for his numbers, considering the number of games he's played, it'd be difficult to say he's having a bad year, hitting .305. He's only played 87 games, 18 homers, 54 batted in, a .985 ops, or OPS, which is very, very good. And 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, I mean, he's not as scary as he was last year, but he's still scary. And you really have to make good pitches with him. You have to mix speeds. You have to change location. And then, even after you do all that, you still have to get lucky that when he does square it up, he hits it at somebody.
Runner at first, 1 out, just starting in the first. And a little slider or cutter just off the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So one thing about Manny Ramirez is when you watch him when he's hot, he never goes out of the strike zone. He's always swinging at something in the strike zone. I mean, he's almost impossible to get him to chase something in the dirt, across the letters, out of the plate away. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
2-1.
I mean, that's a good pitch. The last 2 pitches have been right down there. I mean, that pitch right there probably would be a better pitch 1-2 than 2-1, but still, just another example of how good an eye this guy has.
So now what? 3-1. Big rip at that fastball, fouling it back to the screen.
You know, you used to always get that feel when you watch Barry Bonds hit. You know, he never went out of the strike zone. It's almost like he didn't need an umpire. He would let you know what the strike zone was. He was swinging a strike. If it wasn't something he swung at, then basically you'd call it a ball. You had that feeling when he hit, and to a degree, you feel the same way with Manny Ramirez when he's hot.
We'll keep an eye on Ethier, the runner at first. 3-2 the count. Ethier not running. Back to the screen again.
Oh, he was right on that one. They wanted to lay that fastball inside corner, cut across the plate away. And you always know when a guy fouls the ball straight back, he's on you. He's got your time. You can see the reach back from Molina. That thing was completely on the other side of the plate where they wanted to get it.
Matt Cain and Manny Ramirez will try it again. 3-2. Strike 3 call.
A little slider, and his slider's not a big one. It's more of a classic cut. Another example of a guy who will be able to throw anything at any time. You mix him up, and let's take a look at the sequence. Just a fastball right across the throat, and he comes right back, bang, bang, with a couple of fastballs, goes 1-1. Now a slider just misses, 2-1 comes back, another slider just misses, and here he says, the heck with it, I'm challenging. Fastball, and then he cuts across the plate, fastball, and then on a 3-2, he goes a little cutter, see you later, grab some pine meat.
Now Matt Kemp trotting the plate, right-handed hitter with power. Just off the outside, ball 1. Kemp is hitting .305. 23 homers, 89 runs batted in, but he's been struggling lately. Only 4 hits in his last 8 games.
Well, right now, you don't really have to throw him strikes. He's chasing.
Curveball in there for a strike.
Remember when he first came up, that was a strikeout pitch. Now he steals strikes with it. You won't see him throw that very often with a 2-strike count, but you will see him throw it 1-0 or first pitch. It's a good pitch.
Matt Cain, 13 wins, 4 losses, 2.51 earned run average. Trying to do something, though, he's never done, which is beat LA. And that slider a little bit low on the inside. 2-1. He's pitched well enough to have beaten LA many times, but never has. The Giants have averaged less than 2.5 runs per start in support of Matt Cain over the years. His lifetime earned run average against him is 3.97. But no wins for Cain against LA. Slider. That's a base hit, left center. Velez picks it up. Ethier stops at second. Matt Kemp is aboard. 2 men on, 2 men out.
All right, let's take a look at our roundtable key ingredients tonight. First of all, the Giants have to play fundamentally sound baseball. That has been a weakness and it hurt them in the Padres series. They cannot allow that to happen in this series. They have to play good fundamental baseball. Strike one for Matt Cain will give him the upper edge, and it will give him an aggressive ability to combat this very offensive Dodger team. And 3, get the crowd into it. Get them into it early. Early runs, early great plays like we saw from Nate Sherholtz. And those are our roundtable key ingredients.
So a chance for the Dodgers to jump ahead. Here is James Loney. Loney has not been a power hitter with 11 home runs, but he's been an RBI man. He's driven in 80 runs. 280 batting average. In his last 5 games, he's been hitting with authority, including a couple of home runs earlier this week when the team was in Arizona. All of his home runs have been hit on the road. Shallow left field. Velez, no. No chance for either Velez or the third baseman Uribe to catch up to that one. Foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Both Ethier from second and Kemp from first were off and running with the crack of the bat there. And the young fan has a souvenir. James Loney, 11 home runs and hitting over 300 on the road. No home runs at home. And only a .251 batting average, which is rather extraordinary. Very unusual. Two men on, 2 men out. That changeup is whacked to the big part of the yard. It's going to go over Sherholtz's head into the number 9 archway. Ethier scores easily. Here comes Kemp, who has great speed, and he scores. And James Loney has given the Dodgers a 2-0 lead. The ball that was likely a home run in any other ballpark, just to the right of the 421 sign.
Now, you know this Dodger team can hit. I mean, they rank first in the league in batting average, and they have scored 113 more runs this year than the Giants have. And here, Loney, doing what he's done all year long, come up with a base hit that knocks in runs. That's his 81st and 82nd RBI of the year.
So Loney continues to get it done away from home. His 24th double of the year. So it's 2-0. And here is Casey Blake. And the curveball is off the outside. Loney hitting .307 for the year coming into the game with runners in scoring position. So the Dodgers jump ahead, a 2 RBI double with 2 out by Loney. And that was after a 2-out single by Matt Kemp. Meanwhile, Colorado did not score in the first inning. In San Diego, the Padres are batting right now against Jorge De La Rosa with the bases loaded and 1 out in the last of the first down there. Fastball a strike, 2-1.
A lot of pitches in this first inning for Matt Cain.
And it really started with the second batter, Ethier, who made him throw 8 or 9 pitches before he hit a single. Then Manny Ramirez saw 6 or 7 pitches. That's on the outside corner with a fastball. 2-2. 29 pitches thrown in the inning for Matt Cain. That's been part of the Dodgers game this year. They will wear a pitcher down. Several guys who will working it back. 2-2. The slider down and away. Full count now. So Matt Cain about to throw his 31st pitch of the inning. Cain, who had no decision in his last home game against the Colorado Rockies, a game the Giants came back and won. Got the win at Milwaukee this past weekend. 3-2. He struck him out. But between the second out, the strikeout of Manny Ramirez, and the third out, 2 runs have scored. Giants coming up. Dodgers 2, Giants coming to bat. Last of the first inning. Giants batting order now. Eugenio Velez, left field. Freddie Sanchez, second base. Pablo Sandoval hitting .371 at home. That's the best of any hitter at home in the National League. Benji Molina, the catcher. Juan Uribe, third base. Nate Scherholtz in right field. Aaron Rowan did center. Edgar Renteria hits 8th at short, and Matt Cain, the pitcher, batting 9th.
Check out the Dodgers defensively. It'll be Ramirez, Kemp, and Ethier. That's your outfield. For Carl Blake, that's your left side of the infield. Belliard and Loney on the right side, and Russell Martin will do the catching tonight for Hiroki Kuroda, the right-hander, 34 years of age. He's got 1 year at the big league level. This guy has got quality stuff. He'll go low to mid-90s in the fastball. He can 2 and 4 seam the fastball. Give you a breaking ball, kind of a slurby type breaking ball, split, a good one, and a cut.
Velez shows bunt, takes high for ball 1. Kuroda, 34 years old, 11 years in the Japanese Central League with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. This is his 16th start of the year. He's also had 1 appearance in relief. Velez hitting .281 for the year. A switch hitter, batting left-handed. And that's a strike on the inside at the knees. Now, he missed about 3 weeks' time. He got hit with a line drive on the right side of his head in a game at Arizona, August 15th. A ball hit by a rookie, Rusty Ryle. And he suffered a concussion. Just returned last Sunday. There is Manny, and 1 away. It's a horrifying moment at Chase Field in Phoenix.
That ugly sound. And that sound only meant one thing. He took it in the head.
And so he was immobilized and taken off the field. Joe Martinez, of course, had something similar happen to him in the first week of the season for the Giants. Here is Fred Sanchez, and a fastball in there for a strike. But his first start after that was last Sunday against the Padres. And he wasn't as sharp with his control as people were used to seeing him off the outside for a ball. And I know you had something similar as a pitcher, Mike. And when you come back from something like that, is there something in your psyche about it, even if it's deep down in the recesses. That's a called strike on the outside.
Well, there is, and it's to the side of the plate that you threw that, or the location to where that pitch was. If the guy brought the pitch back through the box and hit you with, you have a reluctancy to throw it to that location.
1-2 the count to Sanchez.
It happened to me pitching against Gary Templeton in dusk in St. Louis. I threw a changeup that was belt high, outside corner. It was the first and only changeup I threw that year. It hit a bullet right back off my forehead. I never saw it. But I could not finish even a fastball to that side of the plate for a while. It was an obstacle.
And he got Sanchez chasing. He went out of the strike zone for that one. Strike 3, 2 down.
That's a good slider right there. Like most of the Asian pitchers we see, they always have a little bit of personality in their delivery. Kuroda, no exception. And the finished product here, a perfectly located slider and a slim through see ya. And he gets his first strikeout of the night.
So 2 down, and here is Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval overall hitting .327, 21 homers, 77 batted in. He chased that fastball 95 miles an hour, and it's 0-1. Sandoval with the fourth, or actually tied with the Rockies' Todd Helton for the third best batting average in the league. Went out there again, and he chased it again. Foul ball, strike 2. 2-0, LA leading here in the first. Kuroda facing the Giants, against whom he has won 1 and lost 1 in 5 starts previously. That one is way up out of the strike zone. And it is caught by Casey Blake behind shortstop Rafael for a call. 2-0 LA. Wednesday game versus the Rockies. Visit sfgiants.com. Enter the coupon code KANE to take advantage of this special offer after the game tonight. And there is the Sea Princess over in the floating dry dock. And I had the great honor to be able to sail on her from the cruise ship terminal, Pier 35, over to the dry dock today with Tom Miller, San Francisco Bay Harbor pilot, and the captain of the Sea Princess, Captain Ivan German.
So did he let you drive it?
No. I guess that's what happens when you're professional. you don't let a rank amateur drive a gigantic cruise ship. But it was a great experience to see San Francisco from that vantage point and to see this ballpark sailing right by it. And then the pilot Tom Miller and the captain Ivan German plus the dry dock master maneuvered it into that dry dock, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 12 feet on either side of the ship, and they backed it right in with precision up there on the bridge behind the glass. That's where we were able to experience the whole deal. Very fun. 0-2 the count. So they say, what'd you do on your day off? Well, I took a cruise from Pier 35 over to the dry dock right by AT&T Park.
The Sea Princess. She's a beautiful boat.
And while the dry dock was being prepared, being drained, it could not put up a gangway. So you know how we got off the ship afterward?
Nope.
In a basket on a crane. He said, okay, just step into that basket now and we'll just lift you off and drop you down on the pier. Oh.
Off of that crane right there?
The one on the other side. Now Sanchez to his feet, throws, and he got him.
Oh boy. We're seeing some great defense tonight, folks. This is one of the better plays I've ever seen with a second baseman going to his right, and I'm not exaggerating this point. This is a spectacular play. And Russell Martin, I mean, I know it's September. He's been in a squad all summer. He still runs pretty good for a catcher. And Freddie Sanchez showing Giants fans that he's got some glove. Boy, that was a good play. What sets it up is how quickly he gets to his feet. Down to his belly, hops up, and a quick exchange to the bare hand and flips him out.
And there's some second basemen who are second basemen because they don't have the arm to throw out a guy from that kind of an angle, moving away from the play. He's got a lot of arm for a second baseman. Kuroda with a count of 2-1 now. Freddie Sanchez. That was one of the things the Giants were missing. Not just the bat in the number 2 spot, but he's one of the best defensive second basemen around. From a Gold Glove winner. Ooh, man. Where was that one? Right at the knees.
Well, Bruce Bochy was woofing at plate umpire Brian Gorman, wondering the same thing. Only because he saw it called a strike on a 3-1 pitch to Manny Ramirez.
3-2. I think a general principle is the ball just close and the batter is halfway to the third base side dugout. That should just be called a strike.
Yeah, pitcher's hit. Come on.
And he gets a walk.
King not happy about that. Well, Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30 p.m. and you can see it right on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports.
Now the leadoff man, Rafael Furcal. 2 down. Kuroda, who got the walk at first. And that's ball 1. Of course, you mentioned some great defense already in this game. Furcal, the first hitter of the game, hit one that looked like a base hit in the right side of field, and Nate Scherholz made a spectacular diving catch to rob him. There is Velez in left field. The inning is over. One man stranded. Matt Cain talking to Brian Gorman as he heads back.
leading 2-0, and both the Giants and Dodgers, for the first time in a few years, are both in the playoff race. With that said, it's been an emotional series throughout the season with these two teams. The last time the Dodgers were here, maybe a little bad blood. Some hard-charging baseball. Eugenio Velez, the hard slide at home. Pablo Sandoval gets plunked. The bench is cleared, and that sets the tone as we come into this critical series. And Mike and John, Mike, what you were saying before this game started in the pregame show, the Giants need to take the emotion out of this and really just come here and perform and get things done. These next 6 to 9 games will determine their playoff race. Guys, back up to you.
Well, you're right. I mean, you can get over geeked for a rivalry series. I mean, the one thing the Giants have to do, though, I mean, they have to play with their heads, but they have to bring the emotion into this game from their crowd base. That's why it's important to get the people here in this ballpark excited about what's going on. But as far as themselves, they have to be even-tempered. You have to in order to excel in this game.
Meanwhile, San Diego with a 1-0 lead over Colorado down at Petco Park. That game is going to the top of the 3rd inning now. And here is Benji Molina to lead off for the Giants. Kuroda retired the Giants in order in the 1st inning on 11 pitches. 1 ball and no strikes. Benji has hit 17 home runs, 70 runs batted in. Uribe and Sherholtz will follow. That's a base hit down the left field line. Manning over to cut it off. Benji, who is a very slow runner, will be satisfied with a single.
Well, let's take a look at our Comcast on-demand replay. We go back to August 12th of this year, and that's when Juan Uribe had a walk-off 2-run shot off Guillermo Mota, and that was a 10th inning swing of the bat. You get the best HD experience only from Comcast. Comcast gives you the most HD, and we all remember this.
So that was a great moment. Uribe probably had one of his worst games of the season all the way around before that home run ended the game. That's down the right field line. Into the number 2 archway. Benji chugs around to 3rd, and Uribe's into 2nd with a stand-up double.
Yeah, he's been sensational with the bat the last 3 weeks, and he seems like he's come up with a lot of big hits. And that's how the Giants are going to get this crowd into this game, with at bats like this. They went away with a fastball, kind of tailed back, watched mid-thigh, good location. It stays inside, it goes the opposite way. They had played him off of the straightaway location towards the gap at right, so there was exposure to the right field line. He found it.
So here is Nate Sherholtz. The Dodger infield lays back with nobody out. 2-0 LA leading. Base hit could tie the game. Off the outside. Aaron Rowand on deck. Sherholtz, 273 average. 5 homers, 28 runs batted in.
You got a real good arm out in center field with Matt Kemp. Pretty good arm out right with Ethier. Not a very good arm out left with Manny Ramirez. So if you're wishing for this ball to go someplace in the outfield to try and score 2 guys, you'd say left field.
(2-0). Tried the slider outside. 2-0 the count. Now Martin goes out to the mound to talk with Kuroda. There's Rowand on deck. Molina single to left. A line drive, and then a line drive double to right field by Uribe. And the Giants thinking of coming right back in this game after falling behind 2-0 in the 1st inning. Loney hit a 2-run double to put the Dodgers ahead. 2-0 the count. He chased it. That'll get a run home though, and also move the other runner up. And he's just out at first for Carl with a high throw, but just in time to get him. And about as productive an out as you could ever have in that scenario, knocking a run home, moving the other runner over to third with only one out.
Think about it. You don't have any speed at all at third base. I mean, a normal ground ball hit to a straightaway shortstop or to a straightaway second base. I mean, Vincent Molina is not going to come in and score. So the fact that they can get Molina in on a ground ball that doesn't go out of the infield, that's pretty impressive at bat. But boy, only the strong arm of Foucault. And that was the difference maker in getting Sherholtz.
Now the Dodgers bring the infield in halfway for Aaron Rowan. Uribe, the runner at third, one out. 2-1 LA. And he ran that sinker in under the hands. Now, for Sherholtz, he got the run home. He got the other runner over to third. All's well that ends well. On the other hand, the approach was, that's not what he was trying to do, and he swung at a bad ball. Disappointing at bat, I'm sure, if you're Sherholtz in terms of the hitter's count and then the pitch he ended up chasing.
But we're bottom line guys here, John.
Bottom line, got him home.
Absolutely.
Now Rowan trying to get his man home. Again on the hands. And Uribe will hold on here as Blake throws him out. So Rowan got two balls that ran in his hands and swung at both of them. And it's a very soft ground ball. And Uribe has to hold it third. He wasted it back there. Get tickets to the top games. We're talking about Warrior games. Meet Anthony Morrow, and Golden State Warriors single game tickets go on sale tomorrow beginning at 9 a.m. only at Oracle Arena. For complete details, go to Warriors.com or call 1-888-GSW-HOOP and press 1. Get your tickets for Warriors basketball. Fastball inside to Renteria now, who you're going to try and knock in this run with two down. If he doesn't knock it in, it probably won't get knocked in. The pitcher, Matt Cain, is up next. Renteria has done some of his best hitting this year against the Dodgers, hitting .359 against them. And the slider for a strike at the outside.
Perfect location. And the fans were not happy with Rowan's at bat. There was some booing going on when he was heading back to the Giants dugout.
Well, neither at bat was very good in terms of the pitches that were swung at. Now taken inside by Renteria, who has not yet swung at all and has to count in his favor.
Every pitch in this at bat has been perfect. He opened them up with a fastball off the plate inside with good sink, swing through strike one, nailed a no swing slider outside corner. Here he comes 0-2 back off the plate. This is what Kuroda can do. Inside, outside, outside, inside, mix of speed.
Hit softly. And for Cobb in the dirt, but pulled out by Loney. The soft hands of Loney get the out, and the Giants get just the one.
You come out to the ballpark next week for any of the Rockies games and take advantage of the 10th man $10 ticket. That's right. For $10, you're here and you are in to help the Giants beat the Rockies. Just go to sfgiants.com and enter the coupon code 10. It's the 10th man $10 ticket. Are you in? We need you. For more information, visit sfgiants.com or call 1-877-4-SFG-TICKS.
Matt Cain back in the hill. Now trailing 2-1. The Giants get 1 run in the second inning. And the big hitters are coming up for LA. Ethier, Manny Ramirez, and then Matt Kemp. Ethier hit a single his first time. 2 runs, 3 hits for LA. 1 run, 2 hits for the Giants. Sinking down and away for ball 1.
One of the things that's really impressed me about this guy this year is how he's been able to hit off-speed stuff. He just doesn't ever seem to be fooled. His hands stay back.
Curveball for a strike.
And we saw in his first at bat, he was right on fastballs, and the pitch call to throw a changeup was a good call after what he'd seen, and he was right on it, raked at the right center. It's just so hard to get off balance.
And that's off the inside. 2-1. Two and 2 the count now. Congratulations to Derek Jeter, the veteran Yankee shortstop. And Jeter, who grew up a Yankee fan, and of course has never played for any other organization besides the Yankees, as Ethier swings and misses at a slider in the dirt. Strike 3. Jeter tonight broke the all-time Yankees record for base hits. Got his 2,722nd career hit, and then added another one a little bit later in the same game after waiting an hour and 44 minutes for a rain delay to end. So congratulations to Derek Jeter. And here comes Manny Ramirez, who struck out looking his first time. Giants and the Dodgers having at it. Giants trying to thrust themselves back into the pennant race here as Manny hits a foul off the right field line. Certainly over the years, been a lot of great moments brought about by this rivalry. Memorable moments, big hits, big home runs, and one that will linger forever here in San Francisco was provided by Brian Johnson, who came out of Stanford, and really there was only one purpose for him, which was to eventually make his way to the Giants and then beat LA with a dramatic home run in a Giants and Dodgers pennant race in 1997. And Brian Johnson is here with us. Brian, welcome. You remember that home run?
Vaguely, yeah, vaguely. I remember that a little bit.
I remember we didn't think there was going to be a ball hit out of the yard that night as Manny takes a little bit high. It was a day game, went extra innings, and a couple guys launched balls to left, but the wind at Candlestick was blowing in with gusto and were knocking balls down out there. It just became the convention, well, the game's not going to win on a home run to left. We know that.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking in the dugout, was just let's get a double, get a single, put a couple together and get one and get out of here. So I was as surprised as anybody. Mine snuck through when Eric Carroll's bomb did not.
Well, we knew it was going to take an old football player to get it through.
Yep.
So they brought in a left-hander to face you. And it's the first pitch that he threw. Game over.
I was tired, man. We were all tired. We were ready to go home. It was 12th inning. Hard game.
2-2 the count to Manny. And there to get it, Pablo. Cain covers in time.
Well, nice approach. Something when we saw earlier with Manny was not driving the ball to right field, but you can forget it. I mean, that at bat right there will tell you he's pretty dialed. So let me ask you, you are so synonymous with that memory in the minds of Giants fans. Are you often asked about that swing of the bat?
Quite a bit. When I'm in the Bay Area, my family and I come back to the Bay Area 2 or 3 times a year, and you know, everybody's a Giants fan. Everybody remembers that time when not too long after the '94 strike, people weren't really happy with the baseball at that time.
Matt Kemp shows bunt, takes a curveball for a strike.
And that 97 team, people fell in love with all the different personalities we had, and the way that race ended up. A lot of people say, hey, I really started to like baseball again because of that whole season.
Well, it was a great year. The Giants, everybody, all the experts around the country thought, well, the Giants are going to finish last. They had a bad year the year before, and then they traded away Matt Williams, one of their best players. And then the Giants got off to a great start, made a big trade. Brian Saban making a blockbuster trade right at the trade deadline to bring in some pitching reinforcements. But yet the Giants were 2 games out with 11 to play and a 2-game series against the Dodgers. You won game 1, but needed that second game, and you got the big home run, and that tied the Giants and Dodgers. The Dodgers plunged to the depths, and they could hardly win a game after that. And the Giants went on in and took it.
Building up to that point, that 2-game series, we were trying to put ourselves in position to make those games mean something, and that was a big goal for us, and it worked out well.
I thought it worked out very well.
Yeah, I'm in.
He struck him out with a changeup. Brian Johnson, it's your night at the ballpark. You will always be part of the Giants and Dodgers, especially in this part of the rivalry. Many thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Matt Cain is going to lead things off here for the Giants. Matt Cain had a fantastic top of the third and the best rhythm he's had tonight as a pitcher.
Takes a called strike from Kuroda, and it is 0-1. Matt with 8 hits, 55 at bats.
He's a threat.
Hit a couple of home runs last year. A ball and a strike to Matt Cain. Ooh. That bat exploded, and in 3 different sections it scattered all around the infield, and Hiroki Kuroda just hit the deck. Kuroda, who got hit in the head with a line drive not quite a month ago, and whatever was coming anywhere near him, he was not going to be around for.
Yeah, well, fastball into the hands. It's not often that the bat head will go farther than the ball. The bat head went all the way out past second base. It's bad wood right there. That is bad wood.
So with 1 down, Matt Cain retired. Thrown out by the third baseman, Casey Blake. And here is Eugenio Velez, who flied out to left center his first time, and a backdoor slider in there for a called strike. Giants trailing 2-1, last of the third. Meanwhile, the Padres continuing to hold a 1-0 lead over the Rockies. They're in the top of the 4th inning down in San Diego. One and one, the count to Velez. And back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This series continues with games tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow at 6:05, Jonathan Sanchez against Vicente Padilla. And Sunday, Brad Penny, the former Dodger, up against Joe Torre's Ball Club, and Chad Billingsley, who will go for LA. That'll be Sunday at 1:05. There's Penny and Tim Lincecum. And the Giants are hoping that Lincecum might be able to go as early as Monday in the first game of the series with the Rockies here on Monday night. I know you talked to Tim before the game, Mike.
Well, he played catch today, and they're going to see how he feels tomorrow. And if he feels good, he's going to throw on the side. And then if he feels good, feels well on Sunday, then he might get that start.
That is caught by Furcal. What a play. Wow.
Well, the defense in tonight's ball game has been spectacular. This ball is slicing away from Furcal, and I think that makes this play even a little more difficult. Spears it, completely laid out, parallel to the ground. Guys love these plays. A little roll for style points. Oh yeah, you can smile.
He's one of 15 players ever to return an unassisted triple play. Got just the one out on that one. Freddie Sanchez fouling one back. He struck out his first time. So Tim Lincecum, by the way, you mentioned how he played catch before the game. Nobody plays catch. Pitchers don't play catch. There's that slider with which he struck him out the first time, and the count is 0-2. Pitchers don't play catch. They play long toss. Don't you know that?
Long toss. Well, you know, this time of year, there's some days pitchers don't pick up a ball at all. They just kind of stick their hand in their pocket and walk around and smile.
Wow. So Sanchez did not apparently see the ball well out of the hand of Hiroki Kuroda. On to the fourth inning, 2-1 LA.
Honda insights to the game, and it's all about Dodgers manager Joe Torre. Take a look. Not surprisingly, Joe Torre leads all managers in terms of postseason wins in all-time baseball history with 80. Second to Bobby Cox is in second. Ironically, though, as a player, Joe Torre, with all the success he had as a player, 1971 MVP and 9-time All-Star with the Braves, Cardinals, and Mets, never reached the baseball playoffs. So all of his postseason success has come as a manager. And, John, I know you're tight with Joe Torre. Pretty interesting there.
Oh, yeah. Joe and I, very, very tight. I told him that I was close personal friends with Derek Jeter. And from then on, I was very tight with Joe Torre. James Loney, the hitter. Actually, I got to do all those World Series, or a lot of them. And Torre was managing the Yankees. And we would always meet with the managers. So it became sort of an everyday thing, meeting with Joe Torre before all those postseason games. And nobody is more accessible, more courteous, and more forthcoming with the media than Joe Torre. He was a media guy himself, a broadcaster for the Angels for a few years when he wasn't managing. And he also looked at it as a way to take pressure in the sort of the media-centric market of New York off his players. Loney into shallow left field. Here comes Velez. One away.
Part of being a good manager is you got to learn all the handshakes. Blow it up, Joe. Out of it. Well, he is one of the more accessible leaders, managers. And I agree with you. I mean, the time that he spent behind a microphone teaching that. But what an asset to have when you're in a town like New York. Wow.
Here is Blake. And that's ball 1.
Tell you right now, it's remarkable what happened last inning. And it often happens with Matt King. He'll take 40 or 50 pitches to get into it, get his rhythm. Once he does, I mean, he seems to cruise. I mean, he went right through the hot part of the Dodger lineup in the 3rd inning. Ethier, Ramirez, and Kemp, and just owned him.
Struck out both Ethier and Kemp. Ramirez victimized on a fine play by Pablo Sandoval, taking a base hit away from him.
Good pitch right there. And that's just a two-seam fastball that he just goes inside corner with. And you can see the reaction from Casey Blake. I mean, he got frozen with the late fastball movement. It was different movement than what he saw from the 4-seam fastball. That's why when you understand that as a pitcher, you learn that there are 2 fastballs, the 2-seam and the 4-seam grip. It really becomes a great weapon to have when you're getting hitters out, especially good fastball hitters.
Matt Cain with 1 out, nobody on, with a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Casey Blake. And a pop-up foul and back out of play. Padres 1, Rockies nothing. Last of the 4th inning. Mujica is the starting pitcher for the Padres, and I don't know if there's a story behind that or what. He's been a reliever all year.
Well, he's the last in a long line.
Did he swing? No.
He's the last of the Mohicans. A lot of pressure on that guy.
He pitched in relief earlier this week against the Giants. Starting tonight, he's pitched 4 shutout innings against the red-hot Rockies. Have won 7 in a row. And it's a walk to Casey Blake. Well, we were talking to Johnson about the big home run he hit, 97.
Well, what do you say we make our Cash Creek hit of the decade, September 18th, 1997. In a remarkable year for the Giants. They went back to the playoffs after a 94-loss season in 1996. And that swing of the bat is one that Giants fans will never forget. Our Cash Creek hit of the decade.
Here's Ronnie Belliard, who flied out to left his first time, and he takes ball 1. Kane back in the stretch now. Kane has walked 2. And struck out 4. Two to 1, the Dodgers are leading. Belliard acquired from the Washington Nationals. And a little bit low.
Well, it's not low, it's just not getting it. And you work hard to get that knee-high location when you're working on the side. And that's a release that you fight to get, fight to maintain. And when you're not getting it in a game, it's unusual. You can see the look on the face of Bruce Bochy. He's not buying that call being a ball.
And Belliard is not 6'5" either. His knees are fairly low to the ground. 2-1.
Belliard staying all the way.
Belliard, who has always idolized Manny Ramirez, and he walks around like Manny. His mannerisms are like Manny. Even at the plate, he moves a little bit like Manny. Now he's teammates with Manny in LA. Belliard originally came up with the Milwaukee Brewers. This is a double play ball. Uribe, Sanchez, Sandoval. Inning over. Sandoval, then Molina coming up.
All right, time now for our Fry's scenic shot of the game. You're looking at the Juan Marichal statue just close to the lefty duel entrance to the ballpark. Walk by Juan every night on my dog walk. I love that shot. And Will Barron's the gentleman that was the guy that sculpted that statue and all the statues around the ballpark. Did a remarkable job. It's inspiring.
It's a beauty, and it evokes the grace and the style of one of the all-time Giants greats and one of the all-time great pitchers in the history of the game, Juan Marichal, a Baseball Hall of Famer. Here is Pablo Sandoval against Kuroda, ball one. Sandoval, Molina, Uribe, the 3, 4, 5 spots in the Giants batting order here in the 4th inning. Deep and fouled on the right field line onto the arcade and out towards San Francisco Bay.
Panda with a new look today in batting practice, had a do-rag put under his helmet. So it's got hits in it.
Sandoval popped up to the third baseman his first time. And it's 2-1.
Now, Kuroda's gonna go away from the strike zone. I mean, once he knew the last time he faced Sandoval that Sandoval was not going to stay in the strike zone, I mean, Kuroda's going to stay out of it.
But Sandoval a little more discriminating this time, a little more patient.
Well, I mean, it's a smart way to pitch to a guy. If he's going to come out and chase, you just don't want to make a mistake in the strike zone. If you throw something in the strike zone, it really is not your intention.
3-1 the count. Manny Ramirez, and one away.
Here's the new Panda look. So Panda, new look, got hits in it. Touching base with Carney Lansford. Oh yeah, he's got a routine with like about 20 guys. Everybody has to get a dose of the Panda every day.
Sandoval making sure that bat is all still in one solid piece. Here is Molina. 0-1.
You take a dozen bats and you pull each one out, grab it by the barrel head, and just tap the knob of the bat on the ground and hold it up to your ear. You're going to hear a sound. You're going to hear a little hum. Some are lower, some are higher. And guys have certain philosophies about that. That's how Billy Williams used to pick his bats out.
By the sound?
By the sound. He wanted bats that had a higher pitch. And it's remarkable, but you know, you need 12 bats or 12 different bats to understand what I'm talking about. But it's just like a tuning fork. If the way you hit a tuning fork and you hold up your ear and you hear a hum, bats do the same thing. If you've got a dozen bats, you'll have 3 or 4 that will definitely jump out for the rest, and those are the ones he wanted.
You know, I misplaced my tuning fork. I've been meaning to ask you, could I borrow yours?
Well, yeah, but don't lose it. They're hard to find.
Oh, man. 2 down.
Third strikeout for Kuroda. Well, for comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, you can check out Pregame Live and Postgame Live before and after every Giants telecast on Concast Sportsnet, Authentic Bay Area Sports.
Juan Uribe, who hit a double to right his first time, setting up the Giants' run. They trailed 2-1 here in the 4th. Streaking over to get it for Kyle, and just like that, the Giants are down. 5th inning, Giants trailed 2-1. Now the Comcast Sportsnet Central Major League News and Notes segment. Derek Jeter passed Lou Gehrig for the most career hits by a Yankee. Jair Jurgens pitched 8 shutout innings tonight, and his Braves beat the Cardinals 1-0 in St. Louis. That's a pretty good game, the way the Cardinals have been slugging the ball. And also the Padres ahead of the Rockies 1-0, top of the 5th inning in San Diego. Go deep with Bay Area sports every night on Sportsnet Central, only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow, your Giants telecasters. Tonight from AT&T Park, here's Russell Martin to lead off. He was victimized on a great play by Freddie Sanchez his first time, so he is 0 for 1. Hiroki Kuroda, the pitcher, on deck, and then Rafael Furcal due up third in the inning. And a foul out of play off to the right. On a rain back east, the Yankee game before Jeter got a chance to set the Yankees hit record. That game was delayed by an hour and 44 minutes. They're at the top of the 7th inning of that game. It's almost 11:30 back east. That's a base hit right through the hole in the left field. That is the 4th hit for the Dodgers, their first hit since the first inning. Now here is Kuroda, and I'm sure Bruce Bochy, whom we saw a moment ago, expecting. The bunt will be on here from Kuroda. Uribe comes very shallow in at third. Sano got to wait a little bit. He's got to hold that runner at first before he can charge. And Kuroda already showing bunt. And that's a ball outside. Do you guys always do that? It's not that uncommon now for a pitcher. Just go ahead and square around from the get-go.
Well, I think that's the way you should do it. I think you should go down there and show early for a couple reasons. One, it freezes your third baseman. He doesn't get in quite as shallow if you show it early. And two, from the early position where you show bunt, it's easy to get back into the butcher boy, something that Kuroda can do well. That's picked up by Sandoval, tags Kuroda, and Martin moves over to second. You know, these guys, these pitchers, especially in the National League, when they show bunt late, it's like, it's a bunt situation. Are you trying to fool the first and third baseman thinking you're not going to be bunting? So get up, get yourself balanced, show early, place that bat head at the top of the strike zone, and get ready to bunt. So you feel that's the proper way to do it. That is the proper way to do it. Now here is Rafael Furcal, who has flied out to shallow right center where Nate Scherholtz made a diving catch to rob him. And he has flied out to shallow left. Now with the runner in scoring position, 1 out in the 5th inning. Curveball inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Furcal, really the worst year of his career. He has really just never gotten hot. Furcal hitting .257 at the moment with his 0 for 2 tonight. And he's not a base stealer. He's only stolen 6 times. Back to the screen. Furcal only a .324 on base percentage. It's funny because when you see him run, it looks like he's still a fast runner. He missed most of last year with an injury, and I don't know if that's part of the deal now with the lack of base stealing. I think the type of back surgery he had, I think, is really limited what he'll do on the base pass. That's where you really beat yourself up, especially with your belly slide. Right to Sanchez, over to second, not in time. Good base running there by Russell Martin, getting back. Well, you're right. You've got to freeze on a line drive if you're a base runner, and it's not that easy to do because your instinct is to go. Here, a line shot right at Freddie Sanchez, and a good job for Russell Martin to identify early and get back and prevent the double play. Freeze on a line drive, and that's good instinct right there. That was immediate. So 2 down, Andre Ethier. Ethier has singled and scored a run, and he is struck out. It's a big point in this ball game right here. Here's the Dodgers leading RBI man. Curveball. Wow. So the strike zone is almost non-existent now unless you throw it right down the middle. What? Just a little bit below the belt, maybe a little bit above the belt? No, I think he called this curveball high. And I think it was high. If you have a preference, you'd rather have the knee-high fastball than the belt-high hanging curveball. I like that call. Come back with another breaking ball. Usually a guy who has a curveball like Kane, if he misses with the first one, he'll make the adjustment on the next pitch and he'll get it to where he wants it to go.
I see what you're saying about the knee-high pitch versus the high pitch. I like to see an umpire give one or the other at least, instead of giving neither.
You know, Gorman's a guy who could be a little inconsistent, but he usually evens it out. You'll get some pitches you shouldn't get. You'll not get a few that you should, but it usually evens out.
Fastball too high.
And you can also approach Gorman. I mean, he's one of the umpires that has his fuse is not that short.
And Matt Cain, that one inning, maybe it was the second inning, a couple of pitches at the knees that were called balls, and he did speak to Gorman as he headed back to the dugout, and it was very amicable. Offense taken. Renteria, and that's the inning. Cain got him chasing that high curveball. One man stranded. Sherholtz coming up for the Giants.
About the playoffs, they're going to need all their weapons, and their biggest weapon, Tim Lincecum. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast he was out on the field a few hours ago before the game, some light tossing and some light running. He's still out with his lower back injury. Here's the bottom line. He's been receiving treatment for the last couple of days. Hopefully, Bruce Bochy's saying that he can make his start on Monday against the Rockies. If Lincecum cannot go on Monday, then it'll be 20-year-old rookie Madison Bumgarner once again taking Lincecum's spot in the rotation. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Raj, and tomorrow, assuming that everything went well today and he still feels good tomorrow, sometimes you wake up and you feel something you didn't feel after your activity, but he'll throw a bullpen session, and assuming that goes well and he feels good Sunday and Monday, then he'll likely make that start on Monday against Colorado. Here is Sherholtz. Slider from Kuroda in for a strike. Sherholtz not going to run with a ground out to short his first time. 2-1, the Giants are trailing.
In regards to Lincecum, you know they're going to handle him with kid gloves, and they're going to be sure that he's past this injury.
In the dirt for a ball. Now, if he's able to go on Monday, and we underscore that is still an if, but if he is, then the rotation would be right back where it was scheduled to be all along. That would have been his next scheduled start. And both he and Kane, plus Barry Zito in the middle, would be working in that series. 1-1 the count to Sherholtz. And caught by Loney. One away.
Kuroda has sort of handcuffed the Giants again. We saw him do this similar type of ball game against them back in early August, and in that game, I mean, he had great command of two different movements on his fastball, and his cut fastball was kind of going opposite the sink. I mean, he really understood his movement, and he didn't make many location mistakes. He was tough. He was doing it again tonight.
Rowan grounded out to third his first time, and that's a called strike. Braun got jammed. He threw a couple of two-seamers. Each broke right in on his hands, and he hit the second one a soft ground to third with a runner at third and 1 out. Now he chases. 0-2. He really had not swung the pitch that has been in the strike zone yet from Kuroda. One out, nobody on. The Giants down by a run. Rowan 1 for 10 lifetime against Kuroda. Blake. 2 down. Tune in to the Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast, NBC Bay Area tonight at 11. And wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area weekday morning starting at 4:30. Is that every day or is it just Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday.
So we don't have to get up early tomorrow.
No.
So we Monday though.
Monday we're there at 4:30.
Call me.
I will.
So Raj Mathai, the sports director at NBC Bay Area, tells us they sleep in till 7 on Saturdays and Sundays. Yeah. Call me at 7 tomorrow.
I'll be walking the dog at 7. What are you talking about? I will call you.
But if I don't hear from you, I'll call you. First, I'll call Raj. Make sure he's tuned in. 1 ball to no strikes to count to Renteria. Matt Kemp back. And right at the edge of the track. So that makes 12 in a row retired by Kuroda. 6th inning, Manny Ramirez coming. Now the Chevron American League out-of-town scoreboard. The Orioles, despite Derek Jeter's 2 hits, he's now got more hits than any Yankee in history. Trailing Baltimore 8-4 at Yankee Stadium. 6-4 Blue Jays over the Tigers. Kansas City over Cleveland in 12. Red Sox and Rays rained out at Fenway. Rangers Mariners rained out in Texas. The Athletics 12-5 over the Twins at the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. And down in Anaheim, the Angels 2, White Sox 1, last of the 5th. We'll give you the National League scores a little bit later. Here is Manny Ramirez. Slider off the outside. Manny has struck out, and he hit a hard ground ball that was corralled by Pablo Sandoval back in the 3rd inning. And Pablo playing well off the first base line again for him here, as Manny rips that slider foul down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I don't think he was fooled on this one.
Matt Kemp and then James Loney to follow.
When he's right, one of the more compact, powerful hitters built for average that you've ever seen in this great game of baseball. When he had it going last year at this time, it was impressive. He's swinging it that well again right now, but I don't think you'll see him do what he did last year again.
And Manny Ramirez barks at Brian Gorman.
Well, I don't know what the beef is. There have been a lot of pitches that could have been called strikes that have not been called strikes. And maybe that's the point. You're watching from the side, seeing those low strikes not called. It's a pitcher strike, but hey, like I said, every once in a while you got to give one to the pitcher.
There's Freddie Sanchez. Out number 1. Manny is 0 for 3. Now the National League out-of-town scoreboard. The Cubs beat the Reds at Wrigley. The Phillies over the Mets in Philadelphia. The Nationals beat the Marlins in Florida. Astros over the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Braves, Jair Jurgens, pitched 8 shutout innings. The Braves beat the Cardinals in St. Louis, shutting down the sluggers of the Cardinals, Albert Pujols, Matt Holliday, Ryan Ludwig and company. Brewers over Arizona at last of the 6th, and the Padres still ahead of the Rockies, 1-0. That game is in the 6th. And Adam Russell has come in for the bullpen in relief of Edwin Mujica, who started that game.
We were impressed with Adam Russell. We saw him here in that Padre Giants series. In fact, Padres are the last 3 innings. They got some pretty good arms they can run at you.
Had a guy, Ryan Webb, had filthy stuff. Off the foot, ouch, by Matt Kemp. Kemp has hit a single and is struck out, and he is limping around now trying to shake off the pain on that one. A ball and a strike to Matt Kemp.
With a 2-seam fastball, he just pounded right into his left toe. And those dogs are barking. I don't know how guys get back in there after doing that, regain their composure and have a quality at bat. I did that, I was done. Phone it in, I'm good.
So if a hitter you were pitching to were to do that, you were not displeased.
No, in fact, I'd throw the same pitch and hopefully he'd do it again.
2-1 the count. And that curve is off the outside.
If Bitchy Molina was putting a target out there in the outside corner, he'd be getting those strikes. That ball's going right on the outside corner, but the fact that Molina is sitting up right behind home plate with his target, and now he reaches across his body to catch that ball, he's not going to get the call with Gorman. Gorman calls balls between the catcher's knees.
3-1. Right between the knees. At the knees.
Same pitch. Some umpires are that way. I mean, you just have to know that and take advantage of it.
3-2 the count. Renteria, 2 down.
I mean, both these guys right now, I mean, they're locked. Now watch the curveball here. I mean, this is a good pitch. If you have a target and you're sitting outside like this, you throw that same pitch, you're going to get it. Here's the fastball that comes back in right between the knees. And Tom Gorman's always been an umpire, but if you can paint between the knees, you're going to get a wide strike zone.
James Loney has driven in the Dodgers 2 runs with a 2-out double in the first inning, and it was a long one. He crushed it to the deepest part of the yard. It one hopped into the 9th archway right next to the 421 sign. Loney with 82 RBIs this year, even though he has only 11 home runs. That's a bloop and in there for a base hit. 1 hop to Velas. So Loney is 2 for 3. And that's only the second Dodger hit. Here we are in the 6th inning. That's their second hit since his 2-run double in the first inning. They have 5 hits total against Matt Cain. And now Casey Blake will come up. 2-1, LA leading.
Well, you got to pay attention to Loney. Loney's one of those guys that you don't really consider him much of a base stealer, but he could steal a base, and especially with 2 outs here. He'd love to put himself in scoring position here for Blake. These are the at-bats when Blake really grinds. You never see his at-bat done in 2 pitches or less, 3 pitches or less. It makes you work.
1 ball, no strikes. Loney has 7 steals and has been thrown out 3 times. Casey Blake had been hampered with a hamstring problem. Back in the lineup now. He has 70 RBIs for the year. Off the outside with a fastball.
Next pitch, number 100 for Matt Cain.
That ball is hit well. That ball is on its way. That ball is way out of here. On a 2-0 pitch, and suddenly it is 4-1 Dodgers.
2-out Thunder. And that hurt.
17th home run this year for Casey Blake. It gives him 72 RBIs. 4-1 LA.
Just a mistake to location. He elevated it to the belt at 2-0 count. You know he's looking fastball. And once he gets into it, it ain't coming back. And you can see the reaction. He knows the mistake to location.
And a strike on the outside to Belliard.
And that's how quickly the Dodgers can put a crooked number on you.
All 4 of the Dodger runs have scored with 2 down. Velez, he broke the wrong way, and then it's over his head anyway. And it's a double for Belliard. He clobbered that one.
Got a breaking ball. I don't think if you'd have turned it the right way, he'd still been able to get back on this one, though. This ball was just a topspin seed right over his head.
So Valdez, Melquin Valdez, the right-hander, starts to throw in the Giants bullpen. 2 runs in for LA. Now you've got the 8th base hitter Martin up, and then the pitcher behind him. Matt Cain's 101st and 102nd pitches have netted the Dodgers 2 more runs here as they walk. They have begun the process of walking Martin intentionally.
This is not going to be an easy out here. Kuroda is a guy who can handle the bat.
They want Cain to finish the inning. He is scheduled to lead off in the last of the 6th inning, so they can just pinch hit for him. Kuroda will be coming up, who has a walk and a sacrifice bunt in this game. Russell Martin draws the walk. Looks like Martin was trying to make sure with Brian Gorman. Now, you didn't call that one a strike, did you?
Just asking.
If you want to call it a strike, I would not disagree. So Kuroda, who for the year has 3 hits in 21 at bats. He doesn't have an official at bat so far tonight. 2 men on, 2 men out. 2 runs in. Takes a pretty good whack at one. Strike 1. Kuroda, 34 years old, from Osaka, although he lives in Hiroshima now, in the offseason. Does not commute from Japan to LA for his games.
You see the different pitch comparisons. Kuroda, a very compact 52 pitches in 5 innings, and Cain, well, the next one will be number 109 here in the 6th.
The slider puts him away, and the inning is over. But the Dodgers get 2 more runs, scoring after 2 are down. 4-1 LA.
Well, the Rockies are coming to town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you come out to the ballpark next week for any of the Rockies games and take advantage of the 10th man $10 ticket. That's right, for $10, you're in. You can help the Giants beat those Rocks. They need your support. Go to sfgiants.com and enter the coupon code 10. It's the 10th man $10 ticket. For more information, visit sfgiants.com or call 1-877-4SFG-TICKS.
None of those games is sold out yet. Last chance for the Giants head-to-head with the Rockies.
Oh, yeah, it's time to shake your panda right now. That a bit.
Shake your panda. Shake your panda. Well, you got rid of that Dodger cap real quick.
In a hurry. Yeah. For the most part, pandas are gregarious souls. This gentleman, no exception.
What's that guy telling? Hey, you know, that's a good look for you. I never really liked you that much until tonight.
That's right.
I like how you put that little sun visor over it. That's really cool. Nice. Nice little unique touch.
If you don't mind, wear that to the office tomorrow, will you?
Fred Lewis. That's a low strike. For a long time tonight, that pitch was not a strike. But it's back.
It's back, better than ever.
Fred Lewis hitting .268, but as a pinch hitter, 9 hits and 28 at bats. So he's done well in the pinch hit role. Velez and Sanchez to follow. Well, he laid off that ball to the inside. An appeal on a check swing, but Sam Holbrook agreed that he laid off. 2-1.
So what kind of Ghirardelli chocolate did you get?
They gave us a whole deluxe box of Ghirardelli chocolates tonight. We are the luckiest broadcasters on the face of the earth.
That is true.
That's a dribbler. Martin and Lewis is out number 1. That is the 13th consecutive Giant retired by Hiroki Kuroda. 1 out, and Velez coming up. But they gave us especially a new Ghirardelli Lux milk chocolate with almonds. And apparently that's something new.
Really?
Rich and creamy milk chocolate with natural toasted almonds.
I'm going to get that, I'm going to get that, I'm going to get that.
I have one for you. This is your lucky day, Mikey.
Boy.
I kind of favor the intense, dark twilight delight myself. 72% cacao. Which, I don't know if I pronounced that properly, but hey, I feel that if you're into that kind of chocolate, you're an aficionado.
You got it down. It's good. It's healthy. It's good for you.
1 out, nobody on. Velez is 0 for 2. He got robbed of by the shortstop for Colliver, hit his last time. He drives that one deep into center, but there's Matt Kemp right near the track, out number 2. So 2 men are gone.
Giants need to get Kuroda in his stretch, and they have not been able to do that since 6th and 2nd inning. You talked about the consecutive hitters that he has sat down. And what happens is when the guy gets going that long out of a windup, if you can get him into his stretch, I mean, you may have a 5 or 6 pitch little vulnerability time there where before he settles in out of that stretch. So I mean, that's the key right now. Get him in the stretch.
Freddie Sanchez struck out twice, which is very unusual. And he's down 0-1 here.
He is not seeing him at all. It's rare to see Sanchez go out of strike zone. He's done it in every at bat against Kuroda. He is not seeing him. Not seeing the spin.
Ryan tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. If he can get aboard, Pablo Sandoval would be next. Giants are trailing 4-1 here in the 6th. The Rockies are still trailing the Padres 1-0 in the last of the 6th inning in San Diego. Blake, nice pickup on a tough hop and scooped at first by Loney. The inning is over. On to the 7th to the top of the order. 4-1 LA.
Welcome back to AT&T Park. I'm Raj Mathai. Top of the 7th here. The Dodgers leading 4-1. We've been talking at length about the Rockies, the hottest team in baseball. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. Tonight in San Diego, they're actually trailing 1-0 in the 7th inning. Ironically, the Rockies' former manager is at the ballpark tonight. You're looking at Clint Hurdle doing the telecast for the MLB network. And guys, it was Clint Hurdle that got fired a couple months ago. They brought in Jim Tracy, and ever since he left, the Rockies have just been red hot. I'm curious to know what he thinks about the Rockies' hot streak without him. Back up to you.
Well, the Rockies were 18-28 when Clint Hurdle was fired. And under Jim Tracy, they promptly lost 4 out of their first 6. There's a swinging bunt by Furcal that goes foul against the new Giants pitcher, Merquin Valdez. But the Rockies, at the point where they lost 4 out of 6 under Jim Tracy, since then they have gone 61-28. That's a pretty long hot streak that's lasted for more than 3 months.
Well, they're having fun.
But they also have a lot of road games coming up now. They just finished a stretch yesterday. 17 of their last 20 games have been at home. And after they get swept by the Giants, the series here was the only series that they played on the road in the last 3 weeks. And they lost all 3 of those games. And went back home for a 10-game homestand and went 9-1. So, but now they're away from home. And they have 9 home games remaining on the schedule and 12 games to go on the road, including 3 here starting Monday. And they are trailing the Padres 1-0 in the top of the 7th. Joe Thatcher has come in to pitch in that game. All of which, it really, whatever the Rockies do, whatever the Dodgers do, won't mean anything to the Giants if the Giants don't start winning their own games.
Well, that's a great point, and that's what the Giants have to do. I mean, you're here in your own ballpark. You're playing the Dodgers 3 here. You're playing the Rockies 3 here, and now's when you have to do it.
Base hit for Furcal, and that's his first of the night. Hit number 8 for LA. Matt Cain went 6 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. Sandoval and Furcal exchange notes over at first base. And the big power hitters are coming up now. Andre Ethier, Manny Ramirez, Matt Kemp. Considering Manny missed 50 games while suspended for the violation of baseball's drug policy, they've gotten a lot of production out of some of these young guys. Ethier, 94 RBIs. Kemp, 89 runs batted in. Loney, with 2 tonight, has 82 batted in. So that's 3 other guys who have picked up big RBI totals. They should all 3 end up over 90, and maybe a couple of them will end up over 100. Manny has played in 87 games this year with 54 RBIs, although not many lately. Andre Ethier is the big RBI man and also the home run leader. 28 home runs. And a fastball in there at 97 for a called strike 2. Ethier has been especially lethal late in games where the Dodgers have been trailing or in a tie ball game. What is he? He's had 5 hits that not only won the game but ended the game as the final swing of the game that knocked in the ultimate winning run right at that moment. 3 times he's done it with a home run just this year. And out of play, 0-2 as he just trying to make contact with a 2-strike count.
A breakout year for Andre Ethier. He kind of flirted around last year, hit 300 for the first time, had 20 homers and 77 RBIs. But when you get up around 30 home runs and 100 RBIs and hitting 300, you have arrived.
They tried that splitter, and a wild pitch over to second goes for Cowell.
Well, this is where you need to see growth from Merquin Valdez. I mean, everybody knows how good his fastball is, and for the most part, he doesn't really have to locate it that well. He doesn't have that type of command. But his slider and his circle change, I mean, those are pitches that he needs to be able to believe in, especially when he's behind the count, 2-0, 3-1, 3-2. If he gets those pitches to where he can command them and those counts, he'll be a closer.
Off the left field line, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And the beauty of the changeup for a guy that throws as hard as Valdez is if you're throwing it across the plate, it makes your 98-mile-an-hour fastball look that much faster.
So, but the changeup, it's not simply a matter of, well, grip it this way and then it'll be a changeup. There's more to it than.
Well, you've got to be able to get it out of your fingertips in order to command the pitch. And I think there are times when he gets it choked too far back in his hand to where he has a good feel with the pitch. You know, some other things too about you'd be amazed if you talk to some of these guys about how hard they grip the hard ball. You know, like Tyler Walker, I used to have conversations with Walker about how he would grip the slider, and he was having some elbow problems. I asked him, how hard are you gripping the fastball? And he had a deft grip on this thing. And you simply should not hold a baseball that hard. You should hold it like the old saying, like you have a bird in your hand. You don't want the bird to fly away, but you don't want to hurt the bird. And that's the same grip you put on a fastball. Same grip you put on a slider or a changeup, any pitch.
1-2.
And I think this is where he needs to get a feel for that certain change. When he needs to get it out more towards his fingertips. Same thing with guys throw split finger fastballs. A lot of times they get it too far deep in the split of their forefinger and middle finger. They get it too deep in their hand towards the second knuckle. To throw that thing effectively, you need to have it out towards the fingertips. That's when you get feel, and that's when you can command it.
That's a foul, and Uribe comes over, but it's out of play. Still 1 ball, 2 strike. If it was actually anatomically possible for me to get it in too deep between my middle finger and my forefinger, I definitely would. So I wouldn't have a good one. So it's fortunate for me that I can't do that.
But even guys with small hands can get it too deep in their hand. And you can see the tumble on a ball. When you get it too deep in your hand, it almost looks like a knuckleball. It tumbles as it goes up there. You get it out more towards your fingertip, the rotation on a split looks more like a fastball, and I think it's more deceptive.
But still, as you're talking about it, it's a matter of experimenting with the grips and working on it and seeing and throw and doing it, right?
Getting a confidence in those grips.
And ultimately, you have to do it in a game.
Yep.
That one is into shallow right center, and on a hop to Rowand. Holding was for Carr to make sure that it was going to fall in. So he gets only to third. Andre Ethier, after falling behind in the count 0-2, he ends up getting a base hit. And that at bat seemed to be exactly an illustration of what you're talking about. If he'd had a good change up there, probably would have put him away 2-3 pitches earlier.
Well, they're not really concerning themselves with the off-speed stuff until he proves to them that he can throw it over the plate. They're looking for one thing, and that's high-octane gas.
So immediately the Dodgers have something cooking here against Valdez. And Manny Ramirez comes up. He's 0 for 3 in the game. The Giants' middle infielders are in halfway. They don't want to give up a run here, even to get a double play. Already trailing 4-1 in the 7th inning. Manny is struck out. Grounded out to first, grounded out to second. That's a base hit. First ball swinging. And the Dodgers lead 5-1. For Colin to score. Ethier stops at second. Three straight hits against Valdez. The Giants bullpen is getting busy right away.
Classic inside out from Manny Ramirez. That's how you dig out a sinker. It's going down and in knee high. You inside out it. And that's really been one of his best assets as a hitter in his whole career, his ability to go opposite way with a nasty sinker.
Dave Righetti will go back to the dugout. And here's Matt Kemp. There's Bob Howry up in the Giants bullpen. It's hard times here for Valdez, who gave up a a big home run in Milwaukee. He's given up a couple of big ones here lately.
Now he's just locked into one pitch, and as good and as hard as he can throw it. I mean, this time of the year, I mean, it's really hard to fool a big league hitter on a fastball. We've seen too many. Their swings are strong. Their swings are quick. They've taken all the excess out of their swing. And if you're coming at it with one speed, and I don't care how hard it is, I mean, it's tough to get them out.
One ball, no strikes. The count to Kemp. 2 men on, nobody out. Got the call on that one, and Kemp didn't like it.
And Valdez doesn't really have that much deception to his delivery. I mean, he's pretty compact, and then you see the ball pretty early. So even at 98, you're gonna see the ball pretty early. And the fastball back in April and May, I mean, it's a better fastball because hitters aren't quite as refined, aren't quite as good early in the year. But this time of year, man, it's tough.
Breaking ball there, but missing, down and away. 2-1.
And with a young pitcher who doesn't have that many things that he could do with the ball, and for the most part, he grips the fastball the same way every time. He doesn't really change his grips, 2-seam, 4-seam. They want to see a high velocity. You're going to see more velocity with the 4-seam grip than the 2-seam. And they're so convinced that high velocity is going to get him out of jams, but comes a point in time in the season where that doesn't work. And then what happens is they lose confidence in that fastball and they start to nibble with it.
Well, it often works better sometimes coming off an off-speed pitch.
Oh, it always works better off an off-speed pitch. It makes that fastball look faster. Makes that jump movement look better.
Throws that one in the dirt. Going for that off-speed pitch again. That's a 3-2 count.
Now, because they see it so early, I mean, they're not going to be that fooled by the slider. Which, if you look at these sliders he's throwing, I mean, they're not bad pitches, except they're not strikes. The guys aren't swinging at them. Well, if they're not swinging at them, when you're throwing them out of the strike zone, you have to throw them in the strike zone.
3-2. 2 men on. And he walked him. So 4 straight have reached base against Valdez to start this inning. A run is in, bases loaded, nobody out. And Valdez is finished. Bob Howry will be summoned from the bullpen by Bruce Bochy. So this one about to get out of hand. 3 men on, nobody out. Howry coming in.
Behind the Cage special before every NBC Bay Area Giants home broadcast. This unique show will take you on the field for batting practice and behind the scene with in-depth interviews, features, and much, much more. Catch Giants Behind the Cage on Universal Sports, which can be found on Comcast Digital Channel 187 or 11.3.
channel 11.3.
Yeah, channel 11.3.
So with the bases loaded, here is Bob Howry to face James Loney. Loney knocked in the first 2 runs of this game for the Dodgers, and a ball outside. In fact, their first 4 runs of the game all were knocked in after 2 men were down. 2 out, 2-run double by Loney in the first, a 2-out, 2-run homer by Blake in the 6th. But here in the 7th, they have a run home already. They have the bases loaded, and there is nobody out. So Loney with a 2-run double, a fly ball to shallow left, and a single and a run scored. With a chance to get some more RBIs here. The infield is in. At the knees for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's that low strike that's been kind of 50-50. There's a break for Bob Howry. The Giants getting that count evened up by that called strike. I think you hope if you're a pitcher out there and you get that pitch early, you hope you get it late if you go back to it.
A ball and a strike to Loney. Casey Blake on deck. 5-1. The Dodgers already leading. Right center field. Sherholtz tagging at third. Ethier also tagging Manny Ramirez. Ethier scores and Manny goes to third. And Sherholtz uncorked a high wide throw to third, but Kemp, who had gone halfway on the ball from first base, not able to advance to second, but an ill-advised throw nonetheless by Nate Sherholtz.
Pretty nice at bat. James Loney made that sacrifice fly. It looked pretty easy. Good situational hitting for Loney.
So 2 runs in the inning, charged to Marquin Valdez, and here is Casey Blake, who has struck out, walked, and hit a 2-run homer. Wayne Lavelle, broadcaster from over in Hawaii, stopped by. Instead of a business card, he gives you a box of macadamia nuts coated with chocolate.
That's just what we need.
Very effective, though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wayne, yeah, I'm going to return his call.
I will not forget that guy.
One ball and no strikes. Only 1 out. The middle infield double play depth now. 2 runs in for the Dodgers. They have that double fake. Matt Kemp is a very fast runner, and he has 31 steals already this year. To go with 23 home runs, he's still got an outside shot at a 30-30 season.
And a 6-1 game. I mean, it's still time to steal bases.
Two balls, no strikes. They're in the middle of the 7th in San Diego. The Padres still holding a 1-0 lead over the Colorado Rockies. As you see, the hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard here. It is in the 4th archway on the inside the Willie Mays wall in right field. Manny Ramirez at third base. Matt Kemp at first base. Sandoval on the bag with Kemp at first. And it's 2-1.
There he was again, another 2-0 count. Similar situation what he had back in the 6th inning when he had a 2-out, 2-run homer off Kane. Just can't fall behind this guy and get to a predictable fastball count. Give him a fastball and expect to throw it by him. He's a guy that will feast on mistake locations in 2-0 counts.
2-1 now. Kemp running in the right to the right side. Base hit. Ramirez in to score, and Kemp around to third. Great execution on the hit and run. The second baseman breaking to cover the bag, so that side of the infield is just completely unprotected, and that's right where he hit it. 7-1 Dodgers.
Now the Dodger offense tonight has basically looked very strong. 11 hits now through 6 in the 3rd. And you can see Kemp's jump. You're going. Always important to look inside.
So 3 runs in, all charged to Marquín Valdez. Matt Kemp, who also belongs to Valdez, at third. Blake now at first, and Howry to Belliard. Slider fouled back to the backstop. At Yankee Stadium, remember they had a 1-hour 44-minute delay before they even got started. And now they're in the top of the 7th. And the Yankees are trailing 10-4 to Baltimore, and they're in another rain delay.
I bet they're psyched about that.
That one caught by Sanchez. And the runners have to hold. Sanchez, as he was waiting for that pop-up to come down, he took a look to see where the Belliard was running. He surveyed the situation. Sometimes a guy will be so disgusted he ends up not running. You can let a ball drop like that and get a double play. But I like that Sanchez at least took a look. So here is Russell Martin. Martin has grounded out. Martin then singled in the 5th inning and was walked intentionally in the 6th. 7-1. The Dodgers lead the Giants here in the 7th. Giants haven't had many games like this year. Win or lose, it's always tight, always tense. Giants pitching has kept the games close, and even when the Giants have a lead, their offense has often kept the game close. Giants averaging just below 4 runs a game for the year. The Dodgers averaging about 4.7 runs per game, and that's even though they have not scored many runs in the last 6 weeks. Russell Martin, the 2 on and 2 out here in the 7th. Slider in the dirt. 2-1 the count. Martin is the 8th batter of the inning.
I'll tell you right now, the Giants dugout, it's quiet. And one thing they need to do before this game ends, they need to get some life down there. And the only way they're going to do that is to put some runs up.
Three and 1. Kuroda, the pitcher, is on deck. This was a 2-1 game until the 6th inning. And then with 2 down in the 6th inning and nobody on base, James Loney got a single to left. And then on a 2-0 pitch, Casey Blake launched a 2-run homer, and suddenly it was 4-1. Along the right field line. That one twisting back and onto the arcade. That one carried well.
Dangerously close. You don't see many right-handers hit balls out of this ballpark to right field ever. And when you see one that has distance that's not too far from the foul line, it kind of wakes everybody up.
Well, that guy's already been to the Giants dugout store. Now he's got a souvenir.
He just went down to the dugout store and bought a hard ball. He's going, what do I need that for?
And a foul on the 3-2 pitch. Blake was running from first base. He'll go back.
But you know, you watch hockey games, and when hockey games get lopsided, it always seems like in the 3rd period they get in a fight. Just the team that's losing lets the other team know that they're out there, especially in a series in the playoffs. Well, the Giants have to do something like that right now. I mean, they need to crank it up. They need to get some life. Not much in it right now. Need to show some life for tomorrow and for Sunday.
There goes Blake. That slider is a fair ball. And at least for the moment, it's the Dodgers who continue to thrive. Blake was running on the pitch, and he scores all the way from first on the double by Martin. Kemp scored from third already. And now it is 9-1, a 5-run inning for LA.
And how fair was it? Right over the bag. It has been that kind of a night.
So 4 of these runs charged against Martín Valdez, who faced only 4 hitters, never got an out. The last one charged to Bob Howry. Here is Kuroda, the 9th batter of the inning, and it's 0-1. You think Kuroda would like to just make it out here just so he can get back on the mound at some point?
It crossed my mind after watching that first swing. I got to be honest with you.
Me too. 0-1 the count. And he drives this one down the right field line foul. 0-2. Padres 1, Rockies nothing. Last of the 7th inning in San Diego. Jorge De La Rosa has pitched a beautiful game. He's only allowed 1 run. That was in the first inning. He's still in there, but he's trailing 1-0. Strike 3 call. 7th inning stretch. And on this September the 11th, we'll stay here for the singing of God Bless America.
In remembrance of September 11th, 2001. Please rise and remove your caps and join in the singing of God Bless America.
Giants trailing. Breakdown brought to you by the Teriyaki $6 burger. Love that teriyaki. And this one with grilled pineapple. Back at Carl's Jr. It is the kind burger, let me tell you. 9 runs and 12 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits for the Giants, which I think pretty well sums it up right there on this particular night. Juan Castro replaces Casey Blake at third base. Here is Sandoval against Kuroda. Sandoval 0 for 2, and that's ball 1 off the outside. Only the 62nd pitch of the game thrown by Kuroda. Kuroda, the first 6 innings, averaged about 10 pitches per inning, making it look almost ridiculously easy.
Yeah, he's definitely impressed the Giants the last couple of starts with how he handles movement and how he understands pitching. He can pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike. The Dodgers are a team all year that has used its bullpen a lot. Most of the season they've been right at the top or near the top in innings out of the bullpen. As Matt Kemp with a quick break over to catch that one, hit hard but into an out by Sandoval, who is now 0 for 3. But the Dodgers have often only gotten 6 innings or so out of a starter, and then their bullpen has been used liberally by manager Joe Torre. And the conventional wisdom was that eventually that would catch up to the Dodgers. At final few weeks of the season, that bullpen would be exhausted and it would start to show. But really that has not actually happened. As Molina drives one to center, Kemp in on that ball. Wherever they hit it, if it's somewhere near Kemp, he seems to catch it. And Molina is promptly retired. He's now 1 for 3. And the Giants have 2 quick outs here in the 7th inning. But the Dodgers went out and added to their bullpen. George Sherrill, the closer from Baltimore, acquired in a trade. And if anything, their bullpen, despite all the use, at this point is better than it's been all year. And it's been pretty good all year.
It has been good. I mean, their staff ERA leads the National League.
The Giants at 3.47 ERA coming into this game. The Dodgers 3.45. And the Dodgers bullpen is absolutely number 1 in earned run average in the National League. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Uribe. He hit a double back in the 2nd inning, setting up the Giants' run. Giants have not had a hit. They have not had a base runner since that double.
And you saw the distribution of pitches for Kuroda. You want to average 15 or less per inning, and he hasn't been even close to 15 yet.
He's averaging about 10 per inning for the night. This is the 7th inning. That's a foul ball toward the Giants bullpen, which is active right now. Joe Martinez, a right-hander, getting ready. Dodgers broke it open here in the 7th inning with a 5-run rally. 4 of the runs charged to Marquín Valdez, who never got an out. 9-1 LA. And that makes 18 in a row retired by Kuroda. On to the 8th inning. Top of the order coming up again for the Dodgers.
Well, for every scoreless inning thrown by Matt Cain and the rest of the Giants staff during tonight's game, you'll receive $1 off a ticket to the Wednesday, September 16th game when the Giants take on the Rockies. That's Matt Cain's next start. To visit sfgiants.com, and you can enter coupon code Cain to take advantage of the special ticket offer for Matt Cain's next start on September 16th.
Buster Posey is in to catch for the Giants. And this is the major league debut for Buster Posey. Perhaps it's only appropriate that this very highly thought of young prospect makes his major league debut in a Giants-Dodgers game. And he's not the only one who just came in. Joe Martinez also has come in from the Giants bullpen in relief of Bob Howry. This will be his 8th big league game of the year, 3rd as a reliever. And he throws ball 1 to Rafael Furcal. Giants have a whole new infield as well, and a different looking outfield. So the Giants with Ishikawa now at first base, and Franzen, rather Rollinger at second. Franzen is at short, and Aurelia is at third. In the outfield, it's Bowker in left, Velez in center, and Sherholtz in right. So Sherholtz and Velez are the holdovers from the starting lineup, but Velez even is in a different position now. And here is Aurelia in foul ground. He's under it. So these guys look good. Wasn't a good night for the starters, but so far I like what I'm seeing from these guys.
Well, I mean, it becomes a maintenance game, and everything has to do with strength levels and rest. And if you're in a game like tonight, get your starters out, get their legs off the field, get them to where they're rested, and hopefully it applies to tomorrow's game in a positive way.
So now Andre Ethier, who's had 2 singles and 2 runs scored, he's been a guy getting on base and scoring runs tonight for the Dodgers. He singled and started the 2-run first inning rally. He singled as part of the 5-run 7th inning rally. And a strike on a sinker from Martinez. So Ishikawa at first for Sandoval, Rollinger at second for Sanchez, Franzen at short for Renteria, and Aurelia picks up Uribe at third. And in left field, Bowker with Velez moving from left to center field with Rowan going out, and Sherholtz stays in right. There's the new look. And in the field for the Giants, Sherholtz, the only one who started it at that position, still in there. And a foul on a check swing over to the Giants dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ethier. Manny Ramirez on deck. So Buster Posey makes his major league debut, with the Dodgers leading the Giants 9-1 here in the 8th inning. And that slider in under the hands, bounced foul. And I know one thing that was kind of stays with me from spring training when we first saw Buster Posey, Randy Johnson, who has worked with a lot of catchers, and the relationship was not always a smooth relationship between Randy and his catchers as the count goes to 2-2. But Randy was very effusive in his praise of Buster Posey, saying that tried a couple of sliders, they weren't working. So then he shook off the next time Posey called for a slider, and Posey never called for a slider the rest of the inning. And Randy went into the dugout and he said, how come you quit calling the slider? And he said, well, the first 2 weren't very good, then you shook me off. I figured probably that's not your pitch today. And Randy says, I've worked with guys 25 times who didn't get that.
Every day's different.
And that's a ball in the dirt. So he was very impressed with the feel that Buster Posey had for his pitcher, even though he had never worked with Randy Johnson before.
Now, one of the things you have to be able to do when you're a catcher at this level is you have to be in control of a lot of things. There's a lot of different communications going on.
High in the air, back of third. Out goes Franzen, calling off Aurelia. Well, wait a minute. That's Rollinger at shortstop. So it is Franzen at second and Rollinger at short. Okay, there we go.
Well, I gave you bad information. I told you Rollinger at second.
Well, had you asked me if you just did it the opposite, I would have said, oh, Franzen at short, Rollinger at second.
Well, Rollinger did play some shortstop, and he's being groomed to be a utility player. And very much like the same way that Franzen has been groomed to be able to play all three infield positions.
So here is Manny Ramirez, 1 for 4, and his sinker is too low for ball 1. Ramirez knocked in a run in the 7th with a single to center. That's when the Dodgers started to break it open. 2-0. Last of the 8th inning in San Diego. The Padres won, Colorado nothing. Luke Gregerson came on in the 7th, got through a tight spot, shut down the Rockies in the 8th as well. So that's become a Heath Bell game now. The Padres closer. 3-0. Tomorrow, 6:05 start here. Jonathan Sanchez will go, and that's a 4-pitch walk to Manny Ramirez. NBC Bay Area. Be right back here with more Giants baseball tomorrow. 6 o'clock TV time. Sanchez for the Giants against Vicente Padilla. Padilla, who had been with the Texas Rangers and got released right in the middle of a pennant race. He got released. And the Dodgers, hungry for some extra pitching, picked him up, and Padilla's won a couple of games. Now, he hadn't gone deep into those games, but he held the lead into the 6th inning, and both times Torrey got him out of there, handed it over to the bullpen, and that was that.
Hey, this time of year, if you have a veteran come over to your club and can give you 5 innings 2 times through the lineup, if you're a manager, you will take it. These teams that are competing right now, they're competing because they have strong bullpens.
Juan Pierre has gone in to run for Manny. That ball into deep right center field, off the bat of Kemp, off the wall. Wow, did he crush that one. Juan Pierre, a very fast runner, comes all the way around to score, and it is 10-1 LA. Matt Kemp with his 2nd hit of the game, and that was a monstrous double out into Death Valley in right center.
Again, a beautiful inside-out swing. The sinker coming back, and you see him going down and getting this thing and taking the movement with that baseball and going opposite gap with power. And I mean, really about 3 feet from knocking it over the wall in right center. That's an impressive at bat.
Off the pop secret sign. So who knew he had this kind of pop in the past? He kept it a secret until this year.
Pop secret pop, and that's pretty important.
Well, it's not a secret any longer. Everybody knows about it. Matt Kemp here now is James Loney. Loney's had a 2-run double. He's flied out to shallow left. Singled and scored a run and hit a sacrifice fly. 2 for 3 officially with 3 runs batted in. Matt Kemp just picked up his 90th RBI. The 2nd Dodger to reach 90. Ethier was the first. And Loney could get there soon as well. He's got 83 now. So the 3 big Dodger RBI guys for the year have all knocked in runs tonight. And Manny Ramirez. He's knocked in one. That's a strike. 2-1 to count now. So 6:05 tomorrow. Jonathan Sanchez and Vicente Padilla. A 1:05 start here on Sunday. Brad Penny will face his old team up against Chad Billingsley. And then Monday the Rockies will be in. And the good seats available for all 3 of those games with Colorado. Giants just swept the Rockies when they were here a couple of weeks back. Nice grab there by Martinez. And the inning is over. Buster Posey would be due up 4 to the last of the 8th inning. The Giants are trailing 10-1.
About the encounter down at spring training before the season started with Randy Johnson and Buster Posey. Well, Johnson trying to get back here to the Giants, rehabbing his shoulder injury. He is in Arizona right now. In fact, he's pitched twice off the mound in the last couple of days. Big unit trying to rejoin the Giants. If and when he does come back to the team, he will likely be used as a relief pitcher out of the bullpen. And guys, for Buster Posey, he's due up fourth in this inning. Back up to you.
All right, and that's Raj Mathai, the sports director at NBC Bay Area, with us here. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow and Raj Mathai. Happy to have you with us. Hiroki Kuroda goes to work now to Nate Sherholtz and misses off the outside with ball one. The Giants have Sherholtz and then Bowker and Rollinger scheduled up in this inning. And Buster Posey will be due up fourth if they get somebody on, which they have not done since the second inning. And Sherholtz will not get on this one, I don't think. The wind carried that one, though, as Furcal traveled a circuitous route to catch up to it. But catch up to it he did, and there is one away. And now Bowker will come up. Sherholtz is now 0 for 3. Rowan would be due up here, but he's now out of the game, and Bowker takes over. Bowker, so far in the big leagues this year, has had 36 at bats, 7 hits, with 1 home run, 1 triple, and 5 runs batted in. Giants are down 10-1 here in the 8th. And the high slider misses. Giants have not had a base runner since Molina singled leading off to second, and Uribe doubled him to third. 19 in a row have been retired by Kuroda since then. That ball is hammered out into Death Valley. And Ethiel will have to go chase it. It's into the 7th archway and then takes a right turn. This is going to be at least a triple. Bowker standing at third with a triple. He smashed that one.
Well, I'm not sure it was going to put Kuroda in the stretch, but Giants will take it. This is some life. As I said, it's important to make a little noise here. Just let the Dodgers know they're out there. And this, a nice swing of the bat from Johnny Bowker, a stand-up triple.
That one, instead of coming out of the archway, took a right turn and went toward the deeper center field. And the Dodgers, for the first time tonight, are going to get the bullpen ready. So here is Ryan Rollinger. And that's off the inside, ball one. Rollinger 1 for 9 so far in the big leagues this year. And there's Buster Posey on deck. And that's ball 2. Rollinger spent the year in AAA, hit 37 doubles for the Fresno Grizzlies, a club record. Hit 281 overall, 16 home runs and 78 runs batted in. He mostly played third base. He also played some games though at shortstop and at second base. He's at shortstop now for the Giants. And he's shown pretty good patience here against Kuroda.
No, that's not an easy thing to do either when you're a player coming up in September. You're not getting that many looks. And with that few and far between, hard to keep a strike zone.
Now 3-1.
Kuroda, when he misses, he just has not been that far from the strike zone tonight. He has caressed the strike zone in the corners.
3-2. Well, that's exactly what you're talking about.
And really, for the most part tonight, it's been a lot of fastballs. A 2-seam fastball, a 4-seam fastball, a little cutter. He has not had many stressful innings in that inning.
Breaking for the plate is Bowker. Castro. Nice play by Castro. But it is an RBI for Rollinger. And it is 10-2. And now Buster Posey will come to the plate for the first time in the big leagues.
Hey, you think there's been some anticipation to seeing this kid? They're on their feet here. Wow. Well, they've been watching this kid ever since he put on a Giants uniform. Had a fantastic season this year, split between single A and triple A.
And a slider for ball one. He hit 326 for San Jose. And that's a strike call on the outside. And overall, he hit 325, 31 doubles, 18 homers, and 80 RBIs between San Jose and AAA Fresno. And he chased that slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's named to the California League midseason All-Star team. Giants sent him up to AAA in mid-July and hit 321 for the Grizzlies in 35 games. The last 21 games at Fresno, he hit 380. Tantalized him with that slider off the outside. He hit 414 with runners in scoring position in the minors this year. Did he swing? Yes, he did. Fastball down and away, and the inning is over. On to the 9th inning now. 10-2 LA.
You got it.
Joe Martinez back to the hill for the 9th inning. The Dodgers clobbering the Giants 10-2 as we start the 9th inning. And Juan Castro will lead off here, followed by Ron Belliard and then Russell Martin. At least those are the hitters due up. Slow chop. Barehanded by Martinez. 1 away. Let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
Thank you, John. Rough night for the Giants, but they've had some defensive plays, some sparkling plays earlier in this game, and that is our Lexus pursuing perfection plays. Top of the 1st inning, check out Nate Scherholtz, the diving grab in right field, robbing Rafael for a call of a base hit. Top of the 2nd inning, Freddie Sanchez ranging to his right and making the play, getting Russell Martin, our Lexus pursuing perfection plays.
And Buster Posey gets a play here to throw out Ron Belliard. So 2 men are gone in the Dodger 9th. Buster Posey, he may not have faced many pitchers in A ball or double A ball or in college ball who throw it quite like Hiroki Kuroda, but he moves well from behind the plate.
Oh, he's athletic. That was one of the comments that Randy Johnson made about this young catcher. He's athletic, quick learner, all the things you want to hear about a young player who's expected to be a starter in the near future.
Russell Martin hit a 2-run double in the 7th inning. That is 2 for 3 with a walk in the game. They're still in the last of the 8th in San Diego. 1-0. The Padres lead the Rockies. That ball hit Martinez in the leg, and he recovered to make the play. Last chance for the Giants. Velez, Aurelia, and Ishikawa will be due up. (10-2), the Dodgers clobbering the Giants in the first game of this 3-game series. 6:05 first pitch tomorrow. Game will also be televised right here on NBC Bay Area and the Giants television network, starting at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And there is Ramon Troncoso in the pitch now for LA in relief of Hiroki Kuroda, who went 8 innings and allowed only 3 hits in this game. 3 hits, 3 base runners. Some other changes for the Dodgers as Eugenio Velez takes a called strike at the knees. Mark Loretta has gone in to play third base. Ramon Castro has moved from third over to short with Furcal leaving, and Repko replaces Kemp in center. That's a strike on the outside. A fastball makes it 0-2. Giants with only 3 hits, only 3 base runners in the first 8 innings of this game. I guess on the one hand, considering their lack of base runners, they were very economical in the way they picked them up. They got 2 of the 3 of them home.
Well, that's a good point. Three base runners a whole night. I mean, they got to do better than that tomorrow.
The Giants, who seem to have gone into a slump ever since they swept that series from the Colorado Rockies. They quit hitting on that road trip in 2 hitters ballparks, Philadelphia, where they scored 5 runs in 3 games, and then they scored 7 runs in 3 games in Milwaukee, another ballpark that favors the hitter.
Well, this is not the time of the year to be in a slump. I mean, they knew exactly what was at stake here coming into tonight's ball game. But you got to really tip your cap to Kuroda, the starter for the Dodgers. I mean, he was fantastic. Really not that many balls that were squared up. He kept them off balance by just a mixture of 2 types of fastball, a little cut fastball, a split. Giants never could get him out of the windup, it seemed. Just couldn't get him in a stretch.
Belly yard, and 1 away. 0 for 4 for Velez, although he got robbed of a hit by Furcal, who made a diving catch of his line drive back in the 3rd inning. Richie really up now, really up for the first time. Richie hitting .227, 2 homers, 15 batted in. And a foul ball, strike one.
He was up there looking for the first fastball middle away he could find, and that was it.
Oh, nice movement coming back to the plate. Strike two. Troncoso is in his 66th game of the year. Got a 2.51 earned run average. He's had 5 saves.
He's been a good story for him. This is a guy who really kind of came into the league this year as an unknown. Very quickly established himself. Had a nice season.
Curveball off the outside.
What Troncoso and Belisario has done for this Dodger bullpen, pretty much what Brandon Metters and Justin Miller did for the Giants bullpen.
Yeah, Belisario, another guy almost completely unheard of. He had been a stellar performer in their bullpen as Loretta takes care of it. Out number 2, Aurelia retired, and that will leave it to Travis Ishikawa. There in the top of the 9th inning, Heath Bell in San Diego trying to hold a 1-0 lead. Bell, who saved 2 victories against the Dodgers last weekend at Dodger Stadium, and then saved 2 victories against the Giants in this ballpark this week. And now Bell trying to save one against Colorado. And ball 1 to Ishikawa. Ishikawa has been sort of the signature hitter for the Giants in terms of being real good here and not so good on the road. That's a foul off the left field line. Ishikawa is hitting .340 here at AT&T Park with 7 home runs. He's hitting .156 on the road, 2 home runs.
That's hard to explain. It really is. When you consider that most of the better hitting ballparks are on the road.
You would see those home numbers and figure, man, if he can hit that here, he's having a big year. But he's at the extreme end of it. But a lot of Giants can say something similar. The team coming into play tonight, not that you would know it based on tonight's game, where they have not hit at all. Giants have hit .269 as a team here and .247 on the road. 3-1 to Ishikawa. That is a base hit over Loretta's head. So his home average has gone up. Juan Pierre now at left field. Retrieves that one.
He's always had a nice approach the opposite way. I mean, you're in a situation where you haven't been getting a lot of at-bats. And that's the one thing that saves your swing, being able to go the other way. Nice at that.
Kevin Franzen now, and he swung at it. A ball in the dirt. 0-1.
Kevin Franzen psyched that Ishikawa got a base hit there, so he gets a chance to swing the bat.
And then he went ahead and swung. He's already swung. One ball, one strike.
This is not just another bat either, Franzen. This year he has had great at bats and hadn't had much to show for it. And he took some frustration with him when he went back down to Fresno. You could tell some of the comments that he made going down. And it's been a very, very tough year in a lot of ways for him. So getting the call back up and getting an opportunity here tonight, this is not just another at bat.
Right center field. That was way out there into the gap. That's going to knock in a run. Repko chasing it. A double for Franzen, and Ishikawa scores. He got that chance to swing after the base hit by Ishikawa and makes good on it with an RBI double, and a long double at that. 10-3 LA.
And this got to feel pretty good for him. Good pitch to hit. Fastball coming back into the strike zone, belt high. Now he's always had a nice opposite field approach. And he was upset the other day. He had an opportunity to bunt, to get the bunt down, and he just had to sit on that all off day. So this right here has got a little bit of a cleansing feel to it for Kevin Franzen. That feels good. Although he won't be smiling, it still feels good.
First RBI of the year in the big leagues for Franzen, who hit well at Fresno. He's now had 6 hits and 41 at bats in the big leagues this year. And Rick Honeycutt, the old left-hander. Rick Honeycutt out to the mound to confer with Troncoso in the Dodger bullpen. Has some action going. Played umpire Brian Gorman goes out, asks him to well, he hadn't asked him to do anything so far. Honeycutt departs. I always thought when he got out there, they just immediately said, "Hey, let's go." But he just kind of walked out. He was very patient. He said, "Oh, he's still speaking to him."
Well, I mean, I think the umpire, you want to go out there and hear what Rick Honeycutt has to say, because you're kind of wondering, what could you possibly say right here?
So here's Ryan Garko. And then a blowout. This is another guy that, where a base hit here, maybe an RBI with it, would also feel good.
And you're right. This is a big at bat. I mean, everybody's getting wood right now. It's not just another AB.
He's only hitting 108 in his new home ballpark. Curveball down and away. He's hit 310 as a Giant traveling, but only 108 here. So he's just the opposite of Ishikawa, who is lighting it up here. But Garko has never been able to get anything going in his new ballpark here. Broken bat, he got jammed, and Castro throws him out. And the ball game is over. The Dodgers clobber the Giants in game 1 of the series, 10-3, the final. The Rockies trailing 1-0 in the 9th inning down in San Diego, but they had the bases loaded with 1 out down there against Heath Bell.